get to kind of a shootout kind of game, and they didn't really let up. Just what was working for them so well, and how did they stick with things when they're in a game like that?
Well, I mean, we can get chunk plays, but what's starting to come around is our running game. That's probably the biggest difference. And I think credit to Coach Merritt, he felt that AJ had a great week of practice where he's going to provide a great changeup, and he really did. I mean, those couple of first down runs he had were key, and then Damon got going, and he just about carried everybody in. So Mark had a good day. Mark had a good day. I had the phone one. We'd love to have that back. I mean, they got 2 quick scores in no time to make it a tie game, but we feel very confident that if it does come down to that we can respond well. We don't want to get there. We don't. But again, we respond like we had to and found a way to get there.
Speaking of Mark, I don't think I saw him much at all in the second half. Did he get banged up?
No, he's good at 13 carries, 73 yards, had a couple catches. He's a great player for us, and all those guys got to play. Those guys are good players, and the offensive line getting Jalen Rivers back was awesome, but having Markel also play a bunch was awesome. There's a really high-level, dependable, tough offensive lineman that we can count on to win games in the case of a pinch or just as part of the rotation. So all in all, it was I think we rushed for, what did we rush for? 40 for 219. So certainly a lot of progress in the right direction, and we look forward to improving upon that and other things as well.
Mario, on that last drive when Ward, the fumble recovered for a touchdown, we were waiting for the review, just what's going on there? It seemed like third game in a row, or a late game, late call, and then just the team being able to stick with it after we got
Yeah, they're close calls, but I mean, that's what replay's for, and they called it right. And so it is what it is. I mean, we end up on some of the wrong side, and we had a first down, when something was reviewed as well, and a catch as well. There was a couple other things that went with that. So, but that's part of the game, man. You just got to keep playing, especially with a team like that can shoot out with you. They've got really good players and a really good quarterback. You just have to keep playing, and your mentality has to be a 1-0 mindset, regardless of the result of the previous play.
The play before that, where Ward had the 22-yard gain on third down, he's made several big plays like that this year. But what is it about him that allows him to do that in those types of situations?
Well, I mean, besides the ability, is his awareness of his understanding, his football IQ, his understanding of coverages. There's certain rushes that come with certain games that are going to provide space, and I think he understands how to set up that space even more by looking off a defender and creating more room. And he could run. I mean, he's a guy he's been clocked at some high miles per hour, some real good high-speed running. So a lot of confidence in him running or throwing the football.
How about Sam Brown's performance? He made a couple explosive plays for you guys.
He did. I think it was awesome to watch him have that type of a performance. When you're a receiver, everybody wants the ball, right? And I think Coach Dawson hit it right on the head. It's like it doesn't matter who gets the ball. It matters if we win. And sometimes the ball is going to come your way in this offense, and sometimes it won't. You're going to block your butt off. If you can't do that, then you can't play in this offense. And what you've seen throughout the year, it's been someone else's day, on each particular game. So Restrepo always has a day, so he's kind of like the X factor in that thing. But so that's what it is. I mean, Sam has been working hard. We joined it so late in the process. Man, he's really coming on, and looking forward to some more big plays out of him.
Popo getting the fumble recovery touch on the first half. He's a guy that you guys talk about a lot, but for him to have a moment like that, especially with how that could have changed things in the game.
No doubt. Popo, just a grinder, hard worker. I mean, he's a 245-pound guy, so when he hits you feel it. And he's been playing excellent football for us. You see him more in the rotation now. I mean, you see Kiko, Wes, and him there. Jalen Alderman also played a bunch of snaps also. You're seeing guys getting more and more reps. Chase Smith getting some more reps. So sky's the limit for Popo. I'm really happy to see him go because he's got great energy. Like, the guys love him. He's a great leader. And to see him play better and better is it's awesome.
You mentioned big plays and also big plays for both teams. That was an issue against Cal. It's like a proper against them. They had 7 or 8 plays of 20 or more yards. Is that what do you see on those big plays?
Well, I think part of it are coverage beaters. I mean, they do a great job dissecting their coverages. I do think Coach Baum, again, is one of the best play callers in all of football, and they wired us on a couple plays. I mean, they just flat out did, and then some of the missed tackles. The missed tackles, the lunging, leaving your feet, not coming to balance. That's the stuff that we got to get cleaned up and get better at. People are going to make plays. We're allowing a few too many, but it's not a matter of like we're not working at it. We're working extremely hard at it. The coach are busting their butts. The players are busting their butts. We got to come together and work together and do a better job, and not point fingers and improve that. And you know what? Got a lot of key stops as well. Got the ball back, and then the offense turned it right back. So, and then we allowed the punt, the fake punt, which we knew. I mean, we were, anyways. But they got it, credit to them, so press on.
The kickoff return, I assume that the goal is to kick it through the end zone and it just didn't happen? Or?
Well, you want to, but it's to cover every kick. You cover every kick. What are the 4s and the 3s? You don't call them. Counting outside in 1 through 5. One guy went down to the ground and knocked off the other guy and just opened a massive hole, and both safeties couldn't get over there in time to squeeze that ball out. Just absolutely horrible job covering that kick. And the other one, there was another one that wasn't very good either. So we've been giving a lot of guys opportunities on that, and they better earn that crowd, because if you get playing time at the University of Miami, it's a tremendous privilege. So that's going to be a rough meeting, and it needs to be a rough meeting because our expectations were not met in that department.
I want to piggyback off of your previous comment. With true freshmen, we're able to get a lot of play time today, especially in Wesley Patterson. Can you talk about just the performance of this freshman class?
Yeah, we knew them coming in that they were just a really high level class. They were high caliber athletes, really good mentality. They were going to get reps because we were layered in a way where we had depth and we had some older guys at a lot of positions, but there were some that needed an injection of youth and playmaking capabilities, and we've done that. Not to the extent we want to at some positions, but we're getting more and more guys on the field, and more guys are going to have to play. As the season goes on, you're seeing guys go down left and right, and it's there's no longer a waiting game, right? In college football, you got to be ready to play when you get there. And long ass answer to your short question, man, but hopefully it makes some kind of sense.
You went for it a couple of times, 4th and 1, deep in your own area. Did you come into the game thinking you might have to do that with a shootout type of game flow maybe?
I mean, you couldn't, you were going to gain a possession one way or the other, and so were they. They gained in the form of a fake punt. We were going to gain it back in the form of, I think we're at our 28, 29, something like that. I'm sure you guys will love writing about me on that one, but I thought it was the right thing. Trust the big guys up front, and I like the size of our back, so we like what we saw. We're not just going to run our head into the wall and hope that it works out. We like what we saw. We like what we saw in the form of those 2 particular plays, which I won't get into detail about the scheme, but it worked out for us well. It was a big factor in the game.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.